Hey friends, now today we're going to talk about an iconic mobile phone, or cell phone if you're an American viewer, that has been trending all over the world in the last 24 hours, quite bizarrely. Now, last night I was on Facebook just checking a few friends' profiles, updating a few pages that I run, and then, you get that little column in the side of Facebook that shows you the top trending topics around the world right now. Right at the top of there last night, it said Nokia 3310. Now, at first I kind of did a bit of a double take and I thought, is it like the anniversary of its release or something, or maybe Facebook's news import algorithm's broken and it's pulling in news stories from the register, like from 17 years ago or something. As it turns out though, the reason that this baby has been trending all over the world is because, if rumours are to be believed, they're going to be relaunching the Nokia 3310 a bit later on this year. Now, this rumour all originates from an article on VentureBeat, a guy called Evan Blass. Now, he reckons that there are some plans to re-release the Nokia 3310 by a Finnish company, whose name I've got written down here, HMD Oi Global. Now, they apparently have got the exclusive rights to release handsets with the Nokia branding on. As you know, Microsoft bought them out about 5 years ago. Couldn't really make a success of these, Windows Nokia phones they were trying to put out. So now this company in Finland have got an exclusive right to release handsets with the Nokia branding, including, it seems, remaking a few of the classic handsets. One of which is going to be the Nokia 3310. So they're going to be re-releasing this a bit later on this month, apparently, at a Mobile World Congress that's happening at the end of February, and they reckon it should be on shelves again by the summer this year for €59 in Europe and North America. Now, when I first heard that news, I was like, why would you want a Nokia 3310 in this age of, iPhone 7s and Samsung Galaxy Edges and all that kind of thing? But then, the more I thought about it, the Nokia 3310 has become a bit of a legend in the world of mobile phones. It's even become an internet meme in the last couple of years. You've probably seen, people calling it like the Chuck Norris of mobile phones, and saying it's indestructible, dropping it from the top of buildings and smashing holes in the ground and that kind of thing, which I think, that's kind of come around because modern smartphones are so delicate. I broke the screen on mine last year. But this is my original Nokia 3310 that I bought in November of 2001, and it's a bit scuffed up, but it does still work, and it is all in one piece, and the battery still holds charge all this time later. So what I think I'll do in a moment is I'll give you a little closer look, and we'll do a bit of reminiscing about the Nokia 3310, and I'll get it powered up and we'll have a look at some of the stuff that was included with this phone. But really, the reason I got this originally wasn't because it's as you believe today, it was indestructible and all that. This was the must-have phone back in 2000, 2001. Now, I got mine, like I said, November 01, not long started university then. And before that I had I think it was this Philips C12 it was called. I got that free when I opened up a Barclays bank account. They gave me one of those for free. It held 10 text messages in its memory. Had some really cool kind of emoticons or emojis on it, I remember. But then I remember a lot of the kids at uni started to get Nokias, and these were really, the phone that you wanted to get. Even just to sit there and play Snake in your lectures, you couldn't beat that. And the girlfriend that I had at the time, her mobile phone renewal was due, so was mine. So I remember we both went into a phone shop together. I got the 3310 and she got the 3330, which was the kind of lighter colour model that also did internet on it as well. Now, despite the fact that I've always been a gadget kind of orientated guy, I wasn't that bothered about having an internet on my phone back then. I think it was WAP browsing it was called. And she was all like, oh, it's so cool. I can kind of get, train times and stuff on my phone, if you're prepared to wait 10 minutes for the information to download. Well, this was a very reliable phone, and I remember how cool I felt, walking into my lecture at university, having a Nokia 3310, and people around me asking, oh, is that one of those new Nokia phones? And because I was a total Nokia fanboy for years. I mean, ever since I got this, I kind of went through new Nokia phones every year, up until I think the Nokia N95 was the final one that I owned. And that was one of the most unreliable phones I ever had. I remember I had the white screen problem on that, and I remember one stage I was texting a friend. There was a bug with the text message app that meant I actually turned up to meet my friend and got there quicker than the text message arrived. So the iPhone came out that year, 2007. I got one from America. Since then, haven't had a Nokia phone. But for the best part of the 2000s, I was a committed Nokia fanboy, and it all started with this phone here. And I can see why people might want one of these. I mean, obviously a lot of it's going to be novelty. Probably the same audience that bought the Nintendo NES Mini recently, kind of guys that are getting into the late 20s, mid 30s, whatever, and they're like, you get a bit nostalgic for it. But if it is an original Nokia 3310 design, if they don't put a camera on it and upgrade it to a colour screen and all that, the battery life on these was really good. So I can see it's like a second phone or something you want to keep in your car just to make emergency calls on, or even for like older people. I think my dad kept his Nokia 8210, I think he had, until about like 2 years ago, till he finally upgraded to an iPhone. So I think there probably is still space for these, even if it's just kind of for a bit of novelty. So what we'll do now is we'll get this powered up. I'll try and get a SIM card working in it, and we'll see how well this runs after 16 years now I've had this baby. Okay, so after quite a bit of effort, I finally managed to get my Nokia 3310 casing open, which was a bit harder than I remembered. I had to take the entire thing to bits to access the battery compartment at the back, and also I've taken the SIM card out of my iPhone 7 and used, on the back here, I've got a little micro SIM to full-size SIM adapter that I'm using here, but I thought this would be a good opportunity to show you what it looks like without the casing on, as this was the original blue casing that came with my Nokia 3310 when I bought it. Over time the Nokia logo has kind of fallen off, and it is a little bit scuffed and scratched up these days, but you could actually walk around pretty much any market stall, back in the early 2000s, and buy replacement cases in all kind of different colours for your Nokia 3310, and your keypad was just this little bit, cheap bit of plastic here with little buttons on the bottom. So all you do is you pop that inside there and then reassemble your phone, put that in, and then just put the back on here as well, which hopefully will be easier to get on than it was to get off. And now it is reassembled, so is it going to work? Let's try turning it on. Battery meter there on the side looking good. Enter pin code. So I'll put the pin code in for my SIM. Off camera in case you want to steal my phone. Code accepted. Oh, the time, okay. What time is it currently? It is 18:49. And the date. So today is 15/02/2017. Yeah, the select button's a little bit fiddly, but there you go, look at that. O2 menu, so the phone does still work. So let's have a look at my phone book. Probably it will get some addresses off my SIM, so I probably shouldn't go into that, but I'll show you what's on the menu here. So we have phone book, profiles, the clock there as well, that you used to set your alarm clock and stuff with. That woke me up every morning at university, selecting that clock. Reminders, calculator on here as well. Let's have a look at the calculator. What is this then? Just 10 or -2. And look at that old T9 predictive keyboard. I'd actually kind of forgotten how to use this. Options, equals 8. So there we go, it works. What else have we got in here? Games. This will be the bit that everybody remembers. Snake 2. The amount of time I wasted in lectures playing on this. It seems a lot slower than I remember. It does get quicker though, doesn't it, as the snake gets bigger, I recall? When the phone vibrates. This game though, it was kind of like, the Pokemon Go of its time, wasn't it? Every kid in the early 2000s used to love Snake. You'd see everyone playing it on buses, in parks, school playgrounds. Okay, I'm going to come out of that. I'll be there all night. What else have we got in here? Space Impact. Was that like a shoot 'em up game? Yeah, it was. I remember this. Continue. Yeah, the keypad on this has definitely not survived well. Can we shoot? There we go. Yeah, I was never a big fan of that one, as I recall. Bantumi. Now again, Snake's the only one I really remember. Oh yes, it was a card game. Never knew how to play this one. But graphics look pretty cool. Pairs as well, yeah, I do recall that one. Time trial, new game. Can't remember how you play it, but continue. Yeah, no idea what I'm doing these days, but I do remember playing that one as well. Call Divert, that was quite a nice feature if you wanted to send it to your landline. Settings in there, ringtones, these are going to bring back some memories. So what we got, ring ring at the moment. Sounds Sounds quite sinister, that one, doesn't it? That's quite chirpy. That was the one I used to use. It's very loud actually as well. And it vibrates quite strong. Look at that, shaking around the table. Try the next one. Nobody used that one. That sounds like one of those key rings you used to get, you know, the sound effects on. Oh, that is loud. The classic Nokia tune on here. It's a very loud speaker on here. So there's loads on this. And I remember, didn't it have like a composer? Let's have a look. Vibrating alert on, warning tones, keypad tones, message alert tone, standard. Yeah, that's when you got new text. I'd actually forgotten it. I know I keep mentioning it, how loud the speaker is in this thing. I remember why you'd always get in trouble for leaving your phone on loud. That is definitely loud. A composer, here's what you could do. You could make your own ringtones in this. An empty slot, and how would you do this again? That's it. And I remember in magazines and stuff, you'd often get ringtones, or you'd see it on like websites, and you'd just type them in, and you could make like, you know, chart music songs and stuff on your phone. So before the days of downloading them, I think there was actually a tool you could use on your PC as well. Ringing volume, yeah, what's it on? That's got to be the loudest now, surely. Yeah, 5. Screensaver, what was that? Let's have a look. Was it like the Nokia hands or something? There you go, yeah, that was it. Didn't move or anything, so not really much of a screensaver, as I recall. Vibrating alert, warning tones. Call, register, chat. I think that was where you could have like multi-part messages. Yeah, you type in the number, or you'd get out your address book, and you could actually, rather than having like, you know, SMS was limited to a certain amount of digits, you could kind of have like, it's a bit like an IM client really. Messages in there, any in there. Yeah, if you want to write a message, yeah, we've got this predictive text on. Can I still use this? HELLO, yeah, space. So what I liked about this phone is, you could actually type messages without looking at the screen. I remember I was actually quite good at typing stuff in my pocket. I wouldn't even have to take my phone out back in the day. So, service command editor, your phone book there as well. Profiles, yeah, you could have like, you know, ones for lectures and stuff like that. Discrete, and it just kind of, you know, change your volumes and your ringtones and all that. So there you go, that's pretty much all there is to it. And how do you lock it again? I think it was menu button star. Yeah, there you go, keypad locked. Funny how it comes back to you after all this time, isn't it? So there you go, my Nokia 3310, still working after all this time. And will I go out and buy a new one if they re-release it later this year? Well, I've got no need to. Mine still works. And look at that. So there is something quite nostalgic about using this. And I think, you know, kind of just getting away from constant social media alerts and tweets coming in and emails and all that kind of thing. Just having a phone that you can just text and call on, there's probably something quite nice about it. So maybe next time I go away on holiday for a week or something, I might take this instead. So what's your thoughts then? Any nostalgia for the Nokia 3310? Would you buy one if they re-release this? Maybe as your main phone? Let me know in the comments box, guys. Thank you for watching this video, and I'll see you next time.